Coffee on a Tuesday and vlog 36. So, living in New York City for a few months now, I've noticed that a lot of the shops and restaurants are cash only. Now, this is generally pretty annoying since, as I imagine a lot of you out there are like me and have gotten pretty used to paying for things with credit or debit cards. The question is, why? Why do so many establishments only accept cash? What's the incentive for them to be cash only in general? Let's say you're buying a $2 cup of coffee. Okay, so you hand over your credit card to the barista who swipes it in her credit card terminal. You know, you've seen what those things look like. That thing reads the magnetic strip on the back of the card and sends the transaction to the acquiring bank. The acquiring bank pays the coffee shop $2, and the acquiring bank gets their $2 from an issuing bank. Think Citibank, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, which in turn takes the money from your account. Now, this relationship between the coffee shop and the acquiring bank is called a merchant account. When the coffee shop opened up, in order to get one of those fancy credit card terminals, it had to set up a merchant account with an acquiring bank. Then it could take your plastic. Are you with me so far? Now, merchant accounts work in a lot of different ways, but all of them are going to impose a certain number of fees on our little coffee shop. Some of those fees come from the acquiring bank, but most are coming up through the system from the issuing bank set by the credit card companies, MasterCard, Visa, Discover. So when our coffee shop swipes your card, and for every other card it swipes, the issuing bank is going to charge a small interchange fee. Most commonly, these fees are set up into what's called a 3-tier pricing system. Now, a normal swipe of the card, that's going to be first tier, and you'll take the smallest charge of all, probably about 1.2% of the cost. But the fees don't end there. Card doesn't get accepted the first time, that's a nuisance fee. Every swipe, no matter what, if it's going to the issuing bank, that's an authorization fee. At the end of every month, you have a statement fee. Didn't pay enough in fees that month? Not to worry, we'll just add a little bit more to make sure you hit your monthly minimum fee. Settling out all your day's purchases? Well, that's a batch fee. Need to use customer service to figure out what the hell is going on with all these fees? Customer service fee. Okay, so you've had enough. You're sick and tired of the fees. You want out of this credit card thing for good. Early termination fee. Sorry. To be sure, there are good reasons for charging our little coffee shop rates and fees. There is such a thing as transaction costs, but as you can probably guess, there are serious abuses as well. An enormous antitrust lawsuit, which was filed by 7 million merchants in 2005, was settled earlier this year, in which the card companies paid out $7.3 billion. With a B. The accusation was that credit card companies had colluded with banks to engage in anti-competitive activities, which allowed them to raise fees higher than normal on credit card purchases without letting the little coffee shops of the world raise their prices to accommodate. In addition to the payout, the lawsuit changed just that. It allowed merchants to raise their prices to accommodate credit card fees. The thinking was that if they could do this, they could dissuade more people from using credit cards, and the credit card companies would be forced to bring the transaction fees down. But with a whopping 68% of all credit card purchases coming from Visa and MasterCard, that may be a pipe dream. Maybe you can understand why a lot of small businesses don't accept credit cards. They can't afford it. And they have to hope that people like me will go out and get the cash instead of going somewhere else, like Starbucks, who can handle the fees. And I would do it too. I'd get real money. The problem is that the ATM next door to the coffee shop, it charges me $2.50 to take out cash. 52 books, 52 weeks, 52 books, 52 weeks. If you follow me on Tumblr, I will feel bad about not reading the books if I don't read them. So that's why you should follow me, because you are the ones that are going to help me finish all these books. Support small business.